We are going to do the energy forecast today for September, but first we're going to ask Prime Creator about California and, just looking back over the past several years, all the things that have been directed towards California. We're going to ask about that. And, maybe all the things that are happening with Hawaii and every other place, maybe it's all part of the same agenda, but we'll see what Prime Creator wants to say about any or all of it. All right. Dear ones, the question is about California, why it is being hit so hard, why so much energy is directed towards California. There is something unique about California, which I will speak about, but also to understand the broader perspective of the agenda to destroy natural resources, to insert certain energetics into places of purity, such as what has been done in Maui. It is to destabilize the people, to create anxiety, uncertainty, and fear so that they are more easily controlled. This is the essence of all of the nefarious acts that have been directed in certain parts of the globe with genetic geoengineering and weather modification strategies to create things like storms and fires. With California in particular, for the US, it is a very important spot because it is where much food is grown and also where many things are imported along the coast. And so to destabilize this area creates food shortages, product shortages, and things of this nature. This is above and beyond, of course, the destabilization of the population. Energetically, California also serves as a buffer of sorts for the entire country, meaning that if something is able to penetrate the spiritual protection that was set up along the coast, then more energy leaks can occur within the entire country. And so this is also why California is so heavily targeted. It is to attempt to destroy the spiritual grid lines and ley lines and energetic protections that were set up along the coast. This channel is asking if this has been successful or what is the status of this now. There are holes, as you would liken it to holes within the auric field of the human. They have been able to create some holes in the buffer zone, but it is not destroyed. It is still intact enough that it can be repaired. This channel is asking, how is it repaired? It is repaired through your prayers, through galactic assistance, through the people standing up and saying, no, we do not consent to this. It is repaired through positive intention and frequency because there is so much sand along the coast, or quartz crystal, this crystal can be imbued and imprinted with high frequency thoughts and intentions, high frequency energies to help support. And so even if you do not live there, you can send your intentions. You can imprint the quartz crystal, aka the sand, with peace, with joy, things of this nature. Your soul will tell you what to do.
Prime Creator, can you explain, please, more background on how this energetic protection was set up? And does the rest of the country have that, or just California?
The rest of the country does have this to some extent. Energetic protections have been placed along the borders, the states that border the waters, especially, as these are the most vulnerable parts. It was set up in part by galactic assistance, in part by the people who founded this country, and in part by the seers, those who understood the importance of having energetic protection for the country, for the lands that border the water. Land that borders the water is especially vulnerable because there are energetics that can flow onto the land from the water, so to speak. There are many places where there could be weaknesses for something or someone nefarious to enter onto the land from the water. So it is important that the land that borders the waters has a certain degree of energetic protection, because it is more difficult to set up physical barriers to entry when it comes to the water.
Yes, Creator. While we're on this subject, can you explain the fires in Maui? It's probably of the same energies.
Yes, these fires were not natural. They were from directed energy weapons. They were for the nefarious purpose of destabilizing the people, trying to gain more control over the land, also trying to destroy the heart energy, not just of Hawaii, but of Mother Earth, as Hawaii is a central point for much heart energy. If humans that live there go into fear, they move out of their hearts. And so this is an attempt to move away from heart energy and into anxiety and fear. This is the standard agenda, the standard game plan. Destabilize, project fear and anxiety, create circumstances where humans might go into fear and anxiety. So whether it is a constructed virus or a quote wildfire or a hurricane or anything like this, the agenda is always the same. I will say, dear ones, that the human spirit is, however, much stronger than any of these plans. God is much stronger than any of these plans. And the way humans are embracing more of their God self and awakening to an understanding of what is going on, this is what is shifting everything. And this is why more and more attempts are being made to destroy the human spirit. But this is impossible, dear ones, I assure you.
So, Prime Creator, do you have any additional advice about how we can send energy, love, support to support these areas in trouble beyond what you shared already?
Just a reminder, dear ones, that the first place to start is within yourself. And so if you are not being loving to yourself or to the people in your life, this greatly diminishes your ability to send love to these other places. If you are working on yourself to heal, if you are executing your soul mission, if you are working to raise your frequency, this is much more powerful than you realize. And so this is always where it starts. And then you can simply open your heart and envision that the people are happy and safe, that they have homes and food, that the land is being restored, that the property and land is given back to the natives and to the people who have the correct idea for what the land is and how it needs to be taken care of. And you can anticipate a lot more upheaval in September. So what you are seeing now is a taste of what's possible, and the way it plays out depends upon how humanity responds. So if humanity stays in their hearts and they remain centered, that will help to hold some stability. And it will take power away from the nefarious ones and their ability to enact certain agendas. But either way, the nefarious ones are going to continue to try to disrupt the progress that humanity is making. And this is not a bad thing, dear ones, even though it is very difficult for those who are affected directly by it. The overall picture of things means that humanity is moving forward and making progress and is awakening. And so, to those of you who are not being directly affected or being displaced from your home, etc., it is important to do, as I just said, to stay centered, to heal yourself, to continue your inner work. It may seem selfish, but indeed, the energetics of things changes in the collective when you are healing yourself, when you are raising your frequency. And so this is the most important contribution that you can give. Of course, if you have resources to assist, then this is also quite welcome. So with the understanding that September has the potential to see a lot of upheaval energetics, again, what you can do is to do everything you can to stabilize yourself first, and then help as many people as possible, whether it is through your prayers or direct person-to-person assistance or something in between. I will also give a caution if you are sending money to some organization to thoroughly vet the organization to make sure that the money is going directly to the people and not lining the pockets of those who started the organization. This is very important as there are many organizations out there that are siphoning the money and not truly helping the people. Also in the works for September is good news in terms of the new energetics coming in and the alignment of the equinox. It will be a very significant portal for a tremendous amount of light to come in. We are also working to gather energetics that provide stabilization for humanity. And so this is in the works for the equinox to be able to utilize this portal to bring in stabilizing frequencies and codes. Other universes are contributing to bring in these codes of stabilization. And it will be especially effective at this time for those who are willing to do this service to ground those frequencies into the core of the new earth. And this will assist the transition to the new earth. It is key that each of you strive to maintain as much balance in your life as possible. Emotional balance, balance for your physical health and well-being, spiritual balance, balance to not overextend yourself in your giving, but also to receive, and balance in your mindset, maintaining that larger perspective that all is moving in divine order, all is aligning to the new earth frequencies, to the new earth reality.
I've begun hearing that there are kind of allegations that another virus is coming. I don't know if you have any thoughts to share about that, Prime Creator?
There are many viruses they are working on with the potential to release. This will, as long as the nefarious ones have some power, this will always be a thing that they are planning. And so the best thing to do is to not ignore it as in putting your head in the sand, but to let it be and to take care of your health and your immune system so that whatever they release, you are equipped to handle. And to not give it so much power. Your body has the remarkable capabilities of using its immune system to protect yourself. And even if you do get a little sick, your body knows what to do to recover. And so if you are giving your body the nutrients and minerals that it needs, if you are cutting out sugar and alcohol and things that would harm the immune system, then you will be fine. There is nothing to worry about, dear ones. Any other public questions?
Creator, there is talk of the government folding up by the end of the year. Can you talk about that a little bit? Thank you.
This is still the current timeline, but it may not look as you think that it might look. Most of humanity is anticipating that they will see the government crumbling, but it may still be behind closed doors, so to speak, and perhaps not everything will be revealed to the public immediately. But already there are things that are being done behind closed doors, behind the veil, if you wish, that is disassembling the government matrix. And so while the charade of president is still being puppeted, while it looks like you have a president that is enacting certain policies, there are things being done behind the scenes that are very different from what you are seeing in the news. And so this is already happening. It is just not being shown in its fullness yet to the entire public.
Those meetings what I have with England, where we write letters to people, certain higher peoples and so on, is that part of it, that change that goes on in the background?
Yes, this is part of it, and that part of it has already been done. But the contribution that you and your group is doing is supporting and saying, yes, we, the people, have this voice, we have this knowledge. And so it is reinforcing what has already been completed. We will end with a reminder to exercise gratitude, to stay in gratitude as much as possible for all that you have, for the immenseness of your being, to stay in gratitude for your spirit, to stay in gratitude for your soul. Each one of you has tremendous value and worth. Each one of you has unique energetic codes and signatures that you bring to this planet through your soul, through the personality you have developed, through your ego, which is part of the human experience. Each of you has special gifts and talents. And even if they do not seem grand to you or like something special to you, they are indeed something unique and of high value and worth as a contributing human. And so I remind you, dear ones, and gently invite you to stay in your practice of gratitude, to tell the people in your life how grateful you are for them, to tell them how much you love them, to ask them what they are grateful for. I thank you, dear ones. And from my perspective, each one of you is a multifaceted jewel, a unique being that has come to this planet with a special mission. And I see you from that perspective. Your faults and your flaws are easily forgiven. They are not even seen as faults and flaws, but as mastery opportunities and ways in which you can grow and expand. And so, if you can feel me, dear ones, I wish for you to feel my love for you, my gratitude for you, my appreciation that you are here on planet Earth at this time. You are all incredibly courageous and brave, and I thank you. It's actually hard for me not to cry while I was trying to bring that through. It was very, very sweet. So if you're a feeler, I hope that you could feel that, and Prime Creator's overwhelming love for us. Yeah, I don't have words.